Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise. You want it.
Testing, 1, 2.
Well, you got it.
Teams Brothers.
In the house. You ready? In the house.
The show will begin now.
Welcome, everybody, to Teams Brothers. My name is Scott. This is Lewis Lips, and we got Dave down under. We've got Chad down here in the corner that ain't showing up. Not we got Darren Darwin down here, and we got the Rob Fucker down here in the bottom right corner. So we're going to do something a little twisted tonight, which we've done some twisted stuff already. Not sister, that is, but we have touched on them. We're going to kind of go a little lighter and a little heavier. We're going to do the Metallica Black album and the Def Leppard Hysteria album. We're going to pin them against each other to see which one comes out victorious. We're going to do the track ranking songs. Like, you guys know what we're doing. We're pinning the first song against the first song, and on we go. So, I guess I can go ahead and give my take on this. I will give these albums credit for being probably two of the most monumental albums ever put on wax for any genre. I mean, they were that big and they sold that many. Are they my favorite by these bands? Far from it. But they do have some stuff. I really like a lot of the Metallica album, and I'm about 50-50 on the Def Leppard album. I used to love the Def Leppard album when it first came out, but it got real old real quick. And I feel like Def Leppard took the Hysteria sound into the future, and they never let go of it. Pretty much, they kind of left the hard rock as they went on. They dabbled in it just like they did on this album. There's some songs on this album that could have been Pyromania, could have been High and Dry, but we'll get there. As far as I can say, I like the albums. I can't say I love them. So, Lois.
When I went into this, I knew some of the Metallica and I knew the Def Leppard songs, some of them or whatever. But after going through this, my opinion is, if we're all honest, one of these albums is going to choke slam the hell out of the other one. It won't even be close. And that's why I'm dressed like this, to represent that a certain album that's been loved by many for many years is going to face its defeat tonight.
God damn it, Lois. Well, unlike you, Scott, these are my two favorite albums from these bands, for different reasons. Because I think one of them's a really feel-good album, and you definitely would never say Metallica is a feel-good band. But it was tough. There was some songs that, I won't give which one, but my favorite track off of Metallica, and I thought, no way it could lose, and it pits itself against my favorite track off of Def Leppard, and I'm thinking, really? Why do those two have to match up? But that's how it works. So it'll be interesting to see what everyone else says.
That's the problem I had. My two least favorite tracks on these albums matched up. Ain't that some shit? Okay. But anyway, all right, Darren.
This definitely was a different type of battle that we've done before, because to me, these are two completely different genres of music. I mean, yes, they can both fall under rock and roll as under that umbrella, but they're not the same types of music, right? I definitely consider Def Leppard, especially this album, more of pop metal. Definitely a unique sound and a very good album. Something that, when it first came out, I want to say this is probably what introduced me to Def Leppard. I played the shit out of this cassette for at least a year, over and over and over. Throughout, as I've gotten older, I've gone more towards the older stuff. High and Dry, especially, is what I would consider my favorite album of theirs. This album, Hysteria and Pyromania, are also very good. When it comes to Metallica, I think this is their best album, in my opinion. I know diehard Metallica fans would disagree, but I am not a diehard Metallica fan. Like some of their other music, but for me, this is their penultimate album. There's a handful of songs, I guess, or a couple that aren't necessarily my favorite, but definitely my favorite album from Metallica. So, and again, like Dave said, some of my favorite songs off of both albums kind of lined up. When I first took a look at the Metallica songs, I knew for a fact there were at least two that had that Hysteria had no chance of beating. But we'll find out what the results are once we get into it.
Okay. All right, Rob Fokker.
All right, like Dave, these are my two favorite albums from these bands. My only album that I like from Metallica. And unlike Scotty, I am very thankful this wasn't High or Dry or Pyromania. Those are two subpar albums with a couple of good songs. They're Van Halen albums, if you will. Hysteria, not a skippable track. Closest you're going to come to a perfect album. So this side is Slippery When Wet. But this is a very good album from Metallica too. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. See,
Scott, one thing, Scott. I have a little something. I've deemed it National Drummer Appreciation Day, so I just want to go through some pictures of some cool drummers with their drum kits, if you will. We'll just look at these for a second.
Yeah,
that's right. Here we got Mitch Mitchell here. Keith Moon.
Yep.
Look at there. We got the dude from Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what this guy's name was, but he's a famous drummer.
Ain't that?
Look at that. I believe that's a Neil Peart set.
Wow.
Oh, look at there. Motorhead. Black Sabbath. Judas Priest. Ginger Baker. Legendary drummer. Twisted Sister.
Rest in
Tommy
peace,
Lee.
man.
Tommy Lee. Lars from Metallica.
He's not even a good drummer.
Warrant.
Yeah.
Poison.
Oh, yeah.
Striper. Quiet Riot.
Yeah, Benelli.
Lauder. Look at the cage, the barred cage, right?
Yeah.
Van Halen. Look at that.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4 bass drums. Look at that legendary kit with 3 bass drums. Who's that? Eric Carr's kit. Yeah.
Wow.
And my boy Eric Singer. Now, what do all these drum sets have in common there? Let's ask Dave and Lewis.
They're all overkill.
Nah. They're all decked out to be part of the show. 2 or more bass drums. Suck it. I brought receipts. Even sets from the 70s bands who Dave said in the 70s they didn't use double bass drums. Yes, they did.
I didn't say they didn't use. I said the majority of people do not use them, and I bet you none of them use them in the studio.
What everybody knows who's watched this channel for 2 years is I am the most petty motherfucker you'll ever find. So if someone tries to chastise me about something, bet your ass I'll come with receipts.
Kane,
There we go.
Kane,
I'm good.
can you go and choke slam Rob for me, please?
Listen here. We never said anything about double basses being wrong or incorrect or whatever. But it doesn't matter if it's single, double, triple, quadruple, or whatever. It's how the person plays it is better than any other factor. And we didn't get on your case about that. We just tried to tell you, dude, mellow out. Some people have one bass drum only. Nothing wrong with that.
I just want to warn you all. I personally witnessed Rob actually give somebody an actual DDT when they tried to go at his legs. So just be very, very careful. Rob will go professional wrestling on anybody. So,
All right.
what was that loser's name? Navy SEALs guy.
Lauren Benedict.
There you go. In the front room of your house, Lauren goes for the legs. Rob just DDTs his ass right there on the carpet. That was
How long ago was that?
Wait,
Oh,
in your
we were in
physical house or on the
Shit, we were in
in the
our
90s.
Yeah, mid
You
to
think
late.
Rob could still do that?
Oh hell
Oh,
no! I wouldn't
DDT?
be, no. If I DDT'd, my knees would snap out from underneath me, and I wouldn't be able to get back up.
You got to
Oh, he
remember,
can do it.
Kane is a professional wrestler.
Yeah, not Louis raises Kane though.
Yeah. All right, Lewis. To your point, all excellent points. I reject them all. Okay, go ahead, Scott.
Okay, we got number one. Enter Sandman against Women.
Women.
Metallica, Enter Sandman, Def Leppard, Women. In case anybody out there don't know these songs, for God's sakes. Now, this was one that I did struggle with because it's two of my favorite songs on the album.
Was it
Enter Sandman
was it the struggle within that you were having?
The struggle within. Yeah,
Okay.
sure was. That good one. Good one. Yeah, Enter Sandman is one of my favorites on this album, but Women is by far my favorite on this album.
Really?
So
That's odd. I didn't
Yeah.
think you liked women.
Women has the pyro. That's something that could have been on Pyromania. You know, that's a heavy rocking ass song, which I was hoping the whole album was going to be that way, but it wasn't. But Women got it for me because I've always loved that song. That song's never got old. And Enter Sandman, I love it too. There's not a clear loser here for me in this first round. But Women is a rocking tune and one of Def Leppard's strong rocking tunes. So I'm going with Women, and that's
Scotty,
my pick.
Scotty just says cousins instead of women.
Yeah,
Cousins.
I can say
Cousins.
cousins,
Lots
I
of
can use
pretty cousins.
or, just don't go sisters. That's a little creepy.
Nah,
Cousins,
that's
we
off.
can do that. We can do that. But yeah, women cousins for me. All right, Lois.
For the sake of brevity, because I cannot see adding too much to that long diatribe, I would say just straight to the point, Enter Sandman. The end.
So, to me, this pitted the second best version of Enter Sandman up against the best version of Women. And Women, just a great song, brilliant way to open an album. Too strong. I do like Enter Sandman, but as I said, it is the second best version of Enter Sandman. So,
All right. After I kind of agree with Lewis after that long-winded entry. Which one of these songs says the empty can rattles the most? I know that. Anyway, I too am with Lewis on this one. Although Women is a strong song, always enjoyed it. It was when I went back and listened to this album today and yesterday. It is one of the songs to me that stands out a little bit more than the rest, but can't beat Enter Sandman in my book. So I went with Metallica.
All right. Well,
Sorry
to
to-
me, Enter Sandman was my favorite on this when I was first introduced to this album, but there are a handful of songs that are far better, in my opinion. Women, just the unique guitar intro sound, this whole album. And I had a video put up on the Rob Father Rewinds. Watch it. It's like 7 minutes. It breaks down how they come up with all these guitar sounds and how this album. First of all, both these albums, top-notch production, audibly. If you got subs, man, both of these albums will break windows. It's just perfect mixes. But to me, unlike Lewis and Darren, I'm not a misogynist, so I'm picking Women. It's the better song.
We have
So
a
that-
winner.
I laugh.
Oh,
we have
so
a winner?
you went with Women?
I went with Women.
Always go with women.
Is anybody keeping track?
I am.
Yep. Two of us.
Okay. All right. Number 2, guys, which is what the demon's doing right now or whatever. But anyway. Sad but true Metallica.
Hold on. Did you read the
Rocket.
comments, Lewis?
What
There's
comment?
somebody in the comments of that last video we did said they just have to know what the story is with you doing your spiel on your videos from the bathroom.
Oh,
That's my gig, man. That's my thing. That's what I do.
All right.
If you're going to talk shit, you may as well be in the bathroom.
Okay, Scott. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. What happened, Scott?
We lost him.
He got a
He
phone
decided-
call.
You're not happy.
His cousin's calling him.
Hey, listen, I want to take this time right now to correct.
Whoa. And he's fucking gone.
No,
Okay.
he's here.
All right. John 5 had nothing to do with Metallica's self-titled album. Okay. What's his name?
Hammett.
James Hetfield burned his hand in a stage show. And their guitar tech, John Marshall, took over for later shows to play the guitar while Hetfield just sang and didn't play guitar. So that's the truth. I got a little bit confused in the information. John 5 had nothing to do with Metallica. John Marshall, their tech, is the one who took over for Hetfield on stage during the tour of the Black Album.
All
I
right. Well,
didn't
thanks for
know
clarifying.
it had anything to do with Metallica anyway, but audition. Okay, are we ready for number 2?
Yeah, we're ready. Waiting on you.
All right. Metallica, Sad But True. Def Leppard, Rocket. And this one's clear cut for me. I never really did care for Rocket. Sad But True in a Landslide. I've always liked that song. Def Leppard trying to change too much on some of these songs. And, you know, I mean, you can't knock them
Damn it.
because
Hey, Darren, take your trash out.
You'll have
The-
time.
Can't do it. It's in Mandan.
you know. But anyway, Metallica for me.
Hey, dumbass.
Oh, now you're asking for it. Okay. Sad but true. But Sad but Lou is going to pick Rocket for this go around.
Really?
What?
Yeah. I'm figuring I'm feeling, you know, like you hate rodents in your house and you want to kill them, destroy them, turn them into ashes or whatever. But yet when you see those documentaries where the snake wraps around the rat and the thing's trying to survive, you feel sorry for the rat. I feel a little sorry for Def Leppard now and then. Okay? So I got to throw them a bone here and there. Sabbath True is not my favorite Metallica song. At least Def Leppard gave it a good try. So that's why I voted for Rocket.
All right.
Okay. Dave.
I just think it was a classic moment. His head's bowed. You say dumbass, and he looks up. I have to agree with Louis on this one. I do like Sad But True, but I've always been a fan of Rocket. And I love the raccoon as well, so it gets my vote.
Okay.
All right. I'm sticking with Metallica on this one. Sad but true. I like Scotty. Never really thought Rocket was one of the stronger songs on the album. And even though Sad but True isn't necessarily top 5 for me off of the self-titled Black Album, it's enough to beat Rocket.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to go with the scapegoat. I'm going to have to go with Sad But True on this one. Rocket is okay, but I've kind of always found it a little annoying at some times when I hear it. It's got good things about it, but a lot of it's the drum thing, the drum patter constantly throughout this is kind of annoying, but still a good song. But Sad But True is just awesome.
You know what's sad but true? That a one-armed man is a better drummer than a two-armed man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Is that my internet?
I will
that
agree
sucks?
with that. Okay. Number 3. Metallica. Holier Than Thou. Def Leppard. Animal. And here's one of the songs that I absolutely cannot stand on this album by Def Leppard. And I never have liked this one. It's subpar, boring, just, yes, thank you. It goes nowhere. The tempo don't even pick up. I mean, it's just it's not even a hard rock song. You could probably put this in a ballad if you wanted to. I don't know. But Holier Than Thou is going to crush Animal. Metallica for me. Lewis.
When I first heard these two songs, these are the songs, like I knew Animal from whatever, from the 80s, whatever. But first I listened to Holier Than Thou, and then I listened to Animal, and I went back again. Animal I thought was going to take this because of the openings, melodic opening and everything, and Holier Than Thou just a little bit too rough and tumble. But Holier Than Thou found its legs early enough in the song and then established its strength. And Animal is just this annoying, redundant, over and over and over and over kind of thing that the song could have been half its length and sucked only half as bad. So Holier Than Thou is it. Good choice.
Dave.
All right.
There's only one song that has legs on this. It's Animal. It's got 4 of them. Easy. Love this song. Always have. I can't believe Scott said it's a ballad. You know?
It might as well be.
I suppose you could say that about anything.
Yeah.
I like the way that Louis put it. For me, Holier Than Thou is just a little bit too rough and tumble. This is the first vote for me off of Def Leppard's Hysteria. I'm going with Animal.
Welcome to the show, Darren.
Well, thank you very much, Dave.
Bro.
Okay, well, Holier Than Thou is shit. And Animal is an awesome, epic, singable chorus. Absolutely love the song. One of the best, if not the best, on the entire album. So,
Oh my.
One of the best ballads on the album.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, we're in different directions now, aren't we? All right, number 4. This is where the 2 worst tracks on the damn album meet. Fucking Unforgiven. Get the fuck out of here. I hate it day one. I hate it now. Love Bites. Song Bites. I liked the song when it came out. And that's about as far as I can go with Love Bites. But the only reason I'm picking Love Bites is because I ain't never liked Unforgiven. That is a sellout by Metallica. That's where they messed up. And there's another song on here we will get to.
I was going to say, you can't possibly think this is worse than the other ballad.
Total shit. Oh no, this is worse.
Oh,
And I'm
man.
forced to pick it. I'm forced to. I did not want these 2 to line up, and damn it if they didn't. So, yeah. I've got to pick Love Bites, but it ain't because I like it. I want everybody to know that. Lois.
It was kind of a tough thing for me too, but the first thing I've heard Unforgiven for lots of years, and then I went to check out Love Bites, and the second I heard the first 2 notes of Love Bites, I said, "Let me listen to 2 more notes, so I won't make it unfair." Then I got halfway through the song, and I'm like, "No way, no fucking way, fucking even at their worst or whatever, Unforgiven rules this round for me." I could not tolerate Love Bites.
Okay.
Whiny bastard. I never heard such whiny.
You done? I don't want to interrupt. No, I don't want to interrupt you anymore. I just want to make sure you're done because I got something I need to say.
I am done.
Okay. In defense of Love Bites, if they would have made the chorus like the first chorus, made it like that all the way through the song, it would have been, I think, a lot better. They only do that the first time they do the chorus, the extra, and the rest of it, it's just love bites, love breeze. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. All right, Dave.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something intelligent, but you didn't.
Yeah, I'm not good at that, bro.
I think if you're not a Metallica fan, which I'm not, The Unforgiven's a great song because you take away all the bullshit. Oh, they changed. This is my favorite song on the Metallica album. It's also my favorite song on the Def Leppard album.
Oh
And-
my
Oh my God.
You're definitely
You're the one holding a shaft there, mate, not me. So that being said, I prefer Def Leppard, so Love Bites gets my vote.
all right.
So I agree with 2 people on here. I agree with Scotty that these are probably the 2 weakest tunes on the albums. In my opinion, I mean, Unforgiven was just overplayed, and I've never been a big fan of Love Bites. But I agree with Lewis, even though he's a complete whiteout at the moment. He must be flushing or wiping, one of the 2. But I agree with Lewis that Unforgiven, even on its worst day, still beats Love Bites. So I'm going with Metallica.
Well, looks like me and Dave are on an island here because these are 2 of the best songs on both albums. Unforgiven is the song that made me start to change my mind about Metallica actually having talent, that James Hetfield could actually carry a note in tune instead of grunting and growling all the time. Love Bites is a picture perfect 80s power ballad, but the impact Unforgiven had on me in giving me respect for a band that I hated beyond recognition gives it the nod for me, just because it was that much of an eye opener that, hey, they choose to play shit music. They could play good music if they wanted to. All right, so that's another win.
All right.
I guess I don't have to ring. It's always going to be a win, right? Why are you ringing the bell, Dave? Jesus Christ.
I didn't tell you to ring the bell. I just said we had a winner. You rang the bell. I just said we had a winner. It was a bit of a dig at Darren because, you know, we've had some problems with
we've had some ties we've had to overcome.
I heard some dumbass voted 9 out of 10 for fucking against Sleazebees the other day. Who was that dipshit?
The one in the top.
Mr. Clean's got ultra power in it.
Yeah, man.
Just
Good
for the
album.
record, what was I, 6-4 in favor of Sleazebees? So
That's what I was.
Well, in Scott's defense, he did say he liked every one of the Bees songs, but
Yeah.
Just not enough.
Not enough, man. Yeah.
are you taking a steroid injection there, Kane? Where the fuck you at? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
No, I was doing something not keeping within the image of the character.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. Number 5. Wherever I May Roam, Metallica, and Pour Some Sugar on Me, Def Leppard. When Metallica first came out with this album, this was one of my favorite tracks on the album. Still is a pretty favorite for me. It's moved around a little bit over time, but not much. Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, the original version. Way better than that remix bullshit they done. Like I said, I really liked this when it came out because I loved Def Leppard. I mean, coming off of a high, like freaking High and Dry and Pyromania. Dude, I was, everybody was, that's why this sold like it did. But you talking about getting really old really quick, Metallica crushes Def Leppard in this one. No competition. Lewis.
Whether you listen to the original version or when, what's the singer's Def Leppard's name?
Joe Elliott.
Joe Elliott. I think he was trying to do his Ralph Cramden impersonation. Humana, 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 humana. Humana, 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 humana. Anyway, well, either version doesn't stand a chance to Wherever I May Roam. That is total kick-assery. Like, look in the dictionary for kick-assery. If that make such a word exist, it's that song. That's it. Kane out.
Yeah, go back behind your curtain, Kane.
Yeah.
To me, this is a no. I agree, it is a non-contest, but I'm hot, Dicky Sweet, and Pour Some Sugar on Me is a great pop rock song, and it gets my vote.
1 lump or 2, Dave?
2.
All right.
Always 2.
All right. Again, when I played the Hysteria album over and over and over, and Pour Some Sugar on Me was always a good tune in my book. But Wherever I May Roam happens to be one of my top 2 tracks off of the self-titled album from Metallica. I'm not sure what it would have to run up against in order to lose, but it wasn't Pour Some Sugar on Me. for me, Wherever I May Roam is just one kick-ass song. I love everything about it. For me, it wasn't even close. Even though, again, I have nothing against Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Hey, Rob, there's a room on my island. Are you coming on?
I wish I could on this one, man. This was tough. This is the toughest one for me. In light of Darren bringing up the self-titled album, can we make that punishable by death to bands who make a self-titled album after they've already had albums?
I wish.
That is the most goddamn ridiculous shit. That's like, oh, I can't think of any more album names, so let's just call it our band name. You do that your first album or you miss the fucking boat.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Two amazing songs, and had this been done in the 80s or even the 90s, Pour Some Sugar on Me wins hands down, Walking Away. Unfortunately, this is one of those songs like Rock and Roll Night where you can't take the overplay out of it because it's tainted my enjoyment of the song. I'll turn the station now.
You said taint.
I did say taint. Punch it, slap it, whatever. Anyway, and Wherever I May Roam is one of the strongest songs on this Metallica album. This is the only one that caused me some pause. And like I said, this was done 80s and 90s. Pour Some Sugar Me destroys it. But I know I say don't bring overplay into it, but it's one of those songs that's actually, the overplay has made me change how I think of it. Unfairly or not. I still like it, but I wouldn't skip Wherever I May Roam. I would skip Pour Some Sugar on Me at this point.
And I feel the same way about you on that. Overplay does come into play regardless if we want it to or not.
Which was weird because this album had so many hits and great songs. That one was still, at least in our area, the one that you'd hear 9 out of 10 times.
Yep. In a club, anywhere you went, dude. So, number
Incoming.
I turned it off.
Number 6, Metallica, Don't Tread on Me. Def Leppard, Armageddon It. Okay. I don't know what Metallica has against this song. I've heard them in interviews, or Lars especially. He's got something to get this song. I don't know what it is. I think it's a fantastic song. I think it's a rocking ass song, just like most of the stuff on this album. It fits right in to me. Another song by Def Leppard that it was okay when it came out. I never was crazy about this one either. They oversaturated their whole album with this sound, and it was good at the time, but it ain't now for me anyway. Metallica is definitely going to win this one too for me. I like Don't Tread on Me, and I'm not crazy about Armageddon. So, Lois.
Armageddon I would think might make a playlist of Def Leppard songs, but it's not really definite. As far as, I've never heard that Lars didn't like Don't Tread on Me, but my guess is because it would require him to actually play the drums well on a consistent basis. That is one good freaking drum pattern for that song.
Yeah.
And that being said, a little music education, or like a cultural education. Most people don't even know this. That little riff guitar thing they do in the beginning is a nod to the movie West Side Story. This is what we do in America. So much to be in America. That's what that riff comes from. And that's not the reason I like the song. I just like the song because it just so massively kicks ass, and just, it's like this, like an army marching through your city, destroying everything in sight. Too cool. It rules. Kane out.
Sorry, so which one did you pick?
Don't tread on me.
Yeah.
All right.
Now the
What
question
did it
was,
remind? What did it remind you of?
What?
Don't tread on me.
West Side Story.
How?
That little guitar thing. That's a song in West Side Story, America.
Okay.
That's what it comes from.
He just wanted you to repeat it.
I know. But I figure
There's no way Rob has ever seen West Side Story, nor will he ever watch it. So he wouldn't give two shits.
But at least
He
people are
has seen Grease.
He loves
of
Grease.
West Side Story. You don't have to watch the whole movie. You just have to know
He
that's
won't.
where it
Trust
comes
me.
from.
I'll get on it.
Yeah.
the question was to Lars, if there was anything you could take back, what would it be? And the answer was, don't tread on me.
Okay,
Don't know
maybe
why.
maybe you guys can answer this before Darren goes. I've heard forever in whether it's metal magazines or interviews, whatever, that Lars is like one of the greatest rock drummers ever. Over the last few years, I've been hearing nothing but dogpile shit on him.
Oh.
What happened? Is there something in particular that happened that like outed him as a bad drummer or something?
I don't know. I don't
I
think
think
he's a bad drummer. I just want to
his
get a
playing
rip in.
overall, right? I mean,
he's
So
a
live,
about it this
we're talking live, right? Because on the albums he sounds fine.
Well, anyone
Yeah,
could
but he-
sound fine on an album.
Yeah.
But think about it.
I've
I
seen
mean,
one
how many years in a row did like Eddie Van Halen win Guitarist of the Year over people like Nuno? and
However
stuff
many
like
it was
So-
all but one too many.
But it's a lot of that's political, right? And just because the music
Yeah.
is popular, but some people automatically just lump them in as being a good musician.
So it's like
I don't
Ozzy
think
Smith-
Lars has
Like
ever been
Ozzy
a good
Smith
musician.
making the All-Star game every year.
Yeah. Lars is not the best at his craft. I mean,
There was a little brown stuff on your finger there, Louis. What was that?
Makeup.
He looks.
Yeah, makeup.
his finger broke through the toilet paper.
You need to get 2-ply, mate.
He does have makeup on.
That's not makeup.
You can actually say he's gotten some ass lately because his finger broke through the paper.
Oh, your turn, Darren.
No, I don't think Dave went yet.
Oh, Dave.
You know, Rob, just because I picked every Def Leppard song so far, I still get to say something.
No, you're about ready to lose it, though. You're about ready to get skipped.
I agree with Lars. I would skip this one too. I've never really been a fan of this one, and I love Armageddon. So, for the 6th vote in the row, I'm going with Def Leppard.
No, I tend to agree. Don't Tread on Me has not ever been one of the songs on this album that I cared much for. I think Lars was right not to play this live. It may have even belonged on the cutting room floor. Armageddon wins it, not just because Don't Tread on Me sucks, in my opinion. I think Armageddon's a very strong song. So Def Leppard, for the second time, is making the list.
Armageddon is a good song. I never, at first when it came out, didn't really care for it, didn't hate it. Over the years, I've grown to really like it. The problem with Don't Tread on Me is that fucking chorus. Don't tread on me. It's stupid. If you want to hear Don't Tread on Me properly, go listen to Damn Yankees.
Yes.
All right. So Def Leppard in an easy walkover on this one.
Okay. Number 7, track 7, whatever. Metallica, Through the Never, and Def Leppard, Gods of War. This one was interesting because Through the Never is another rockin' ass Metallica song. This whole album's pretty good with the exception of about 3, in my opinion. It's a high octane rocker. They do a great job, great musicianship, great vocals, in my opinion. Gods of War. Now, this is a true Def Leppard song. This one rocks. I love the intro. I love the drums with the, is it the phaser or whatever it comes. It is freaking rocking, bro. Def Leppard is going to win it for me on this one by a landslide.
Wow.
Because Gods of War and Women are two that could have easily went backwards on their albums. I love the power it brings. Vocals, great song. Lois.
I was almost going to pick the Def Leppard song because Through the Never sounds like a Led Zeppelin title, and that alone should get you disqualified. But
get ready for Zeppelin.
Too much love has to go somewhere. I'm going to pick Through the Never. And I also want, I don't know if I was audible, Lars, you're never going to watch this. I don't know if you're a good or bad drummer, but the opportunity for me to rib you just happened to happen. That's all. All right? See you. Bye.
Dave.
How's the menopause going there, Rob?
You saw
Getting
that,
the hot
huh?
flushes. Getting the hot flushes.
God damn. Bottle of ice just does the trick, man.
I just thought you were visualizing Louis in that toilet.
I was afraid that you might have been a victim of spousal abuse.
That too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I asked if he had a black eye.
I've seen him with a black eye, though.
I've had a few.
Have you given him one?
No. Scared the
wanted to?
bejesus out of him one night with a Jason mask, but that's about it.
All right. So where were we?
You just can't stop, can you?
No.
Through the Never.
Yep.
Gods of War.
As I said, I picked 6 Def Leppards in
Make
a
it
row.
7.
So we'll make it 7. Gods of War is just a fantastic song. And I agree with Scotty. This does sound like it could have come off one of their earlier albums, but great song. Easily, no competition.
I think Gods of War is a very, very good tune. I think it's something that's been overlooked. I mean, obviously, I think they had 5, maybe 6 hits off of Hysteria, right? Women, Rocket, Animal,
Hysteria.
Love Bites, Pour Some Sugar on Me, right? Those top 5 in Hysteria. So maybe 6 that charted, right? At least. And I think it gets overlooked. I do also agree that it could have been on one of their 2 previous albums. But Through the Never is another one of those songs from off of the self-titled album that I think is very, very difficult to beat. And I, on this particular listen, chose Metallica. So Rob, you are the tiebreaker again.
First, I'm still in utter fucking disbelief that a lot of fans and 2 people on this show hold the previous Def Leppard fucking albums in such high regard. Hysteria would be the only one that would be half as good as this album. High and Dry was an utter piece of shit, and we just did that one, so that's not my ancient memory talking. As fucking as bar band as you could fucking get. And Through the Never and Don't Tread on Me, like you guys keep saying things could have been on an earlier Def Leppard album. These are the things about Metallica I hate. This is the shit that Place would listen to, the crap Metallica, the grunt and growl and throw up on the microphone. Gods of War is fucking phenomenal. In fact, Rocket in the beginning, when you hear that backwards talking, is referring to the chorus of Gods of War. It's a callback. for you Satanists out there who listen to your stuff backwards. Def Leppard, fucking hands down.
Well, we finally agree. All right. Yes, that was my third Def Leppard pick. One was forced. Everybody know that shit. Forced. Okay. All right. Number 8. Holy shit. Here we are again. It's another force for me. I don't like, and I can't say that. I hate Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. I won't go any further. Don't Shoot Shotgun. Great fucking title right there. I liked it at one time, and it's still okay now. I'm not going to skip it, but I'm not crazy about it. So 2 in a row, man, Def Leppard's going to get for me because I hate Nothing Else Matters. Lois.
I was never a fan of Nothing Else Matters. My first time hearing Don't Shoot Shotgun was the other day when I was going through these. Even though I would not put Nothing Else Matters on the playlist, I developed an immense respect for that song, the way it's structured, the way it's played. It is totally epic and respectable in so many ways. But as for the Def Leppard song, it was the first song I came upon on this album I would actually put on a playlist. So I just figured, which song do I choose? The one I respect or the one I enjoyed? So I'm going to go for enjoyment. Def Leppard gets a vote for me on this.
Never mind us people. It's just me and Darren being very juvenile when he said he came upon the song.
Close your eyes.
Must have really loved that song.
At least he didn't say. At least he didn't say he had those had the whitest teeth he ever came across.
I knew I should have said
Can't
it. I should have said it. All right.
All right, Dave.
Well, this is where we come to me breaking the streak. The streak will be broken.
Eyes here.
Nothing Else Matters has always been one of my favorite songs from Metallica. I know because I'm not a Metallica fan. That's why I like it, because I can appreciate a good song. This is just an epic song. I do like Don't Shoot Shotgun, but to me, Nothing Else Matters is just a great track.
All right.
Sorry, Scott.
This was one of the more difficult choices for me. I've always enjoyed Nothing Else Matters. I think it's a good tune, well written, well played. Don't Shoot Shotgun. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't care for this one. I think it's actually phenomenal. Another one of the songs like Gods of War that gets overlooked when it comes to Hysteria. I chose Def Leppard's Don't Shoot Shotgun. I think to me this was a very good song. I enjoyed it again when I listened to the album. So it's a pretty easy choice for me.
Once again, Rob, there's room on my island.
As far as ballads go with Metallica, this is probably it, right? I don't know. You guys are the more Metallica. Do they have any ballad? You'd call Part of One a ballad, but was this album it for ballads for them?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
much.
if Animals are ballad, then lots of songs could be ballads.
Unforgiven, slow tempo.
Enter Sandman's a ballad too, then. No, but
Yeah.
Nothing Else Matters is I hate to say it, it's a great song. For a band who doesn't do ballads, they did 2 really good fucking ballads on this album. It's nowhere near to me as good as Unforgiven, But Don't Shoot Shotgun, like Darren says, severely overlooked on this album. I love the vibe of this, the sound effects they put on the vocals and parts. It moves. I mean, it's a real rocker for an album that, to Scott's point, is kind of more mid-tempo, non-Def Leppard-esque. Don't Shoot Shotgun's kind of got that energy that they had previous. So I'm going Def Leppard.
All right. We're getting a little wiser as we go. I love it. All right. Okay. Number 9. Okay. This one was a damn struggle. I
Within?
will say that. Of Wolf and Man is a damn good song. A great rocker. A lot of these songs on here, I did not realize how good they were. I shit on
You
this
have a good-
album for a long
Was that a good
time.
smoke there, Kane? All right.
And listening to it again was a real treat, man. I'm telling you, I did not realize how good this Metallica album was. Turned my back on it like most of them did for a long time. But Run Riot is a high octane Def Leppard song. This is the 3rd song, maybe the 4th song on the Hysteria album that could have been a B4 album. It's got a lot of energy, man. It rocks, dude. Believe it or not, I'm
No
going
way.
3 with Def Leppard in a row. Run Riot. Dude.
Wow.
I like the forgotten songs on this album, and I always have. It's never changed. I mean,
No,
they could have really released anything on this damn album if you want,
it's
commercially, and
Yeah,
made success with.
like Rob said to start it off. It's close to a perfect album. It really is. I mean,
For that,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, to Scott, I mean, obviously you prefer the heavier High and Dry Power Mania, but for what this album is, it's almost flawless for the type of metal it is, or rock.
Right.
yeah, and
No,
the
I agree.
timing.
Yeah.
Timing couldn't have been better.
Yeah.
The stars aligned, bro. So yeah, I give him credit for that, man. Yeah. All right, Lois.
All right. Between the two songs, this is where Metallica kind of let me down. And I got another song from Def Leppard I put on a playlist. Run Riot wins this battle. There's nothing else to say.
Oh shit! Now, real quick, there, Kane, can you tell the people watching who may not have seen the previous video when you explained why the Kane mask for this?
Like I said, one of these albums is going to get choke slammed.
No, I thought you said one of these songs or whatever reminded you of Undertaker and Kane would have been tag team. And
Oh no, not on this album. It's on the
okay.
Lightning Strikes album. Yeah,
Okay.
the opening, the instrumental opening for Whom the Bell Tolls would be awesome Kane Undertaker tag team entrance music. Perfect.
Right.
My mistake. All right.
Well,
Dud.
I'm gonna watch it, Darren. I'm gonna get the streak going for Metallica. So I'm picking A Wolf and Man. I just love the riff to it. Before I listened to this the other day, I thought Run Riot would win in a riot, but I actually like the song. So I do like Run Riot.
You know, we should.
I'm just disagreeing with Scott.
I should make a short of that, of you announcing that, because Scott's kind of like Sleazebees, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Here he's coming in wanting Metallica and everybody to pick Metallica. He finally picks Def Leppard. You guys are all picking Metallica instead. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
He had Lois on the side. Lois went with Run Riot. So up until this point on the album, or on listening to these, I had picked three Def Leppard songs to win: Animal, Armageddon It, and Don't Shoot Shotgun. I don't care which one of those would have been up against Of Wolf and Man, they wouldn't have won. This is by far my favorite song on the album. I think it in any battle against this album, I think I'd still choose Of Wolf and Man. I like that song that much. Yes. Love it. So Metallica gets my vote.
Yeah, it's good. I like both of these. So yeah.
Yeah, Run Riot is a very good song, but they're sad but true. Wherever I may roam and Of Wolf and Man were three of the songs that one of me and Darren's hysterical friends, Jason Rassett, with his Andrew Dice Clay get up down to the fingerless gloves, and he'd motion and do all this stuff to these songs, and I became addicted to a handful of these songs just because he was so funny with it. Of Wolf and Man's probably the best song on this album. So, Metallica.
I thought I was going to be on that island all by myself.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I couldn't go against either one of them, man. I like both of them. So, I just went with Run Riot because
No, it's a good tune. Like I said,
I'm sorry for Def Leppard. So there you go. Nah, I like it. But anyway, number 10, Metallica, The God That Failed, Def Leppard, Hysteria title track. This is where it turns back to the dark side. Don't like Hysteria that great. It kind of reminds me of Animal. Both of them pretty much have the same type vibe all the way through. Animal, I might like just a little bit better than this one. Hysteria, I have just grown to not like. The God That Failed will crush Hysteria for me in this one. So, Lois.
I never liked Hysteria. And there's the only thing I'm going to say, but unfortunately for me, The God That Failed was the song that failed. And Hysteria just wins by default, only because the Metallica song didn't appeal to me.
Dave.
I don't often get religious, but God did fail on this one. Hysteria is an epic song, Scott. Don't know what you're talking about. Said I love you, but sometimes you're so stupid.
All right. Well, I happen to agree with the opinions that The God That Failed is the song that failed, like Lewis said. Any track off of Hysteria up against that one is probably going to win for me. I just don't care for that song, and I agree with Dave that Hysteria is a damn good tune. So this was by far one of the easier choices, and I went with Def Leppard.
Yeah, to me, the perfect sound on this album is Animal and Hysteria. They are similar. They have that just mellow rock vibe that I love so much. It's 1A and 1B, Animal and Hysteria. God That Failed is garbage. So this was beyond easy.
Okay. Number 11. Metallica, My Friend of Misery, and Def Leppard, Excitable. Another song off of Hysteria that I do not really care for.
So you're not excitable?
No, not about this. My Friend of Misery, one of the best songs on the damn Black Album. I love the mellow, slow bass intro. This one is a real rocker. I love it. And it's not a challenge to me. Metallica wins it for me. Lois.
Boy, it's looking good for the little guys. So, once again, Def Leppard takes this. My Friend of Misery might have been a song that Kane might have been attracted to because of his status in life, but Louis listened to the songs, Kane didn't. So, Excitable. Louis picks Excitable. What, you want me to make a speech?
No. For me, once again, nothing on the Hysteria albums is bad. It's all great. But I do like My Friend of Misery. I think it's one of the strongest songs. So I will show Metallica some love this time around.
Wow.
Yeah. No, this song does actually, the Metallica song for this matchup does remind me a lot of Scott. I already talked about the empty can rattling the most, hearing only what you want to hear and knowing only what you've heard, right? It's very tough to change Scott's mind on anything. It is a very, very strong song off of this album, and Excitable is the complete opposite. It is one of those songs that I would skip on Hysteria for the most part. It's not horrible, just doesn't do much for me, but My Friend of Misery is a great listen, so I went with that one.
Okay. My Friend of Misery. How I feel if I listen to pretty much any other Metallica album, just misery. I don't know what you're all smoking. Excitable is fucking amazing. I love that intro. The voice that speeds up and goes to wee, sounds like a firework going off. Awesome fucking song. Def Leppard.
All right. Okay, the finale is Metallica, The Struggle Within,
My pants.
and The Struggle in what?
My pants.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right. The Struggle Within and Love and Affection, and I wished I could have marked both of them out because I can't stand either one of them. Oh God, what the hell? What the hell? God damn, dude. Fuck. I had to go with The Struggle Within because Love and Affection is shit. I was forced to go with The Struggle Within. Metallica, unfortunately, is going to get it for me.
Oh, we know Louis is going to hate on this one because it's got love in the title, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
affection.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Prove us wrong. Pick Def
Okay.
Leppard.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm going to channel some other wrestlers. Well, brother, let me tell you something. This final match is going to go back for a final knockout. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm going to call my friend Andre here. Andre, ready or what?
I am the
Andre,
Brute Squad.
tell him what's going on. Listen, you babies. I am going to pick the only obvious choice, okay? So you shut up. Ooh, yeah, freak out. We gotta do this right.
Oh my God.
Never do a Slim Jim.
Infection has no fucking chance.
Yeah.
The Struggle Within, definitely, even if it's not that good of a song, is much better. And I just want to let the people know it is not me that has anything to do with how the Def Leppard songs go as far as what albums they could have been on or anything, because I never listened. This is my first time ever listening to a Def Leppard album from beginning to end. So I have nothing to do with that. There you
Really?
go. The end. Yep. So I'm not one of those guys that says, oh, this album could have been on that album. I don't know the shit, okay? I know some Pyromania. I know some High and Dry. I know some other things. Oh, yeah, that I listened to the album tracks, but then I watched some videos. That Animal video is so freaking cringe. Okay, they got these animals doing things. They got dudes in a circus. I think they're all cross-dressed. I don't think there's one actual woman in the whole fucking video. And then, but I said, let me think of the song without looking at the visuals. And I still didn't pick it because I said, and I love, and I want, and I need enemas. Whatever.
Enemas.
Yeah, that's what everybody used to say. You never heard that? Everyone
I
was
heard
like,
it. No, I heard
it. Yeah, we all heard it. Anyway, I was just making a rib. So, but anyway, yeah, Metallica comes back. It was enough of a knockout. It wasn't like a super strong, hard knockout, but enough of a knockout to get rid of that love and affection. Put him to the mat. That's it.
TKO, right? Okay.
TKO.
And talking about those videos on that album, the damn ballad video, Love Bites video, cringe shit too, bro. They did not have a broad imagination when it comes to those videos, except for Pour Some Sugar on Me, which was pretty cool live.
Well, a lot of that is explained by the fact that they're English, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's all right. I'm Welsh. I'm not English, so you're not insulting me.
No, I don't know.
Well, clearly, Louis' struggles are not within. They're out there for everyone to see. And just so you know, people, mental health is no joking matter. So if you need help, get support. For me, my two fellow panelists are stupid again because Love and Affection is a much better song. Really, come on.
Yeah. For me, this was a tougher choice just because neither of the songs are very high in my own opinion. This would have been a split decision if it had gone to the card, and winning by split decision for this one is Love and Affection from Def Leppard.
We'll take it.
So, Rob,
right.
You're a tiebreaker again.
Yeah, there's no struggle within, without, or anywhere else. We got a horrible Metallica song against a melodic, epic, awesome top 5 on this album, Def Leppard song, Love and Affection, all day long.
All right.
Way to go, Rob.
Hey,
I think I just puked in my mask.
let's
I have never been so disgustingly embarrassed in my life.
I feel almost violated, don't you?
That happens a lot down your way, doesn't it?
Who's got the totals?
Yeah.
I have a total. I'm not sure if Dave has the same results, but I think I captured it correctly. What I came up with was Hysteria had 7 wins and Metallica had 5.
Yep.
So Women, Animal, Armageddon It, Gods of War, Don't Shoot Shotgun, Hysteria, and Love and Affection are the 7 wins for that album. Sad But True, The Unforgiven, Wherever I May Roam, Of Wolf and Man, and My Friend of Misery are the winning tracks from the self-titled Black album from Metallica.
You know what?
And the lesson here is the once-in-a-lifetime perfect album for Metallica still can't shine the fucking shoes of hair metal, baby. Yeah.
You know what surprised me about this? When I was doing this album, the first one, I thought, I'm going to be the only one to pick Women. I
You
just
had 2
knew
others.
everybody was going to pick Enter Sandman on that one. And I do like that song a lot.
No,
There's a
no.
better
Again, some of
version
these
now,
were
though.
really close. For me, it just so happened to go where my own personal choices at the time that I re-listened to these, I went 7 for Metallica, 5 for Def Leppard. So just the opposite of the actual results. But some of those songs, again, for me, these are just 2 different types of music. And when I'm in the mood for Metallica, I love this album, right? I own it. So I enjoyed listening to it.
I chose 8 Def Leppard, and looking at this right now, I can honestly tell you it would have been 9 had Unforgiven, not come up against Love Bites, which I like both. But the 3 that I took by Metallica really wouldn't even have gotten past my 3 favorite songs on Hysteria. So the 4 that I picked for Metallica that did get wins for me were purely because they happened to be up against weaker tracks, with the exception of Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Mine was 8 and 4, Metallica 8, and
So we were switched, Scott.
Mine was 9 and 3 for Def Leppard. Which just proves if you gave me a choice between listening to one of these 2 albums, it would be the Def Leppard album.
And I think we've all got Louis/Kane pegged, right? The nicer or happier the song, he's going to fucking hate it.
And sometimes just out of spite, he goes against the rest of the group just because, I mean, that's the way I feel.
That's not
he's got that alter ego.
You calling him a sniper?
I am calling him a sniper.
Split personality.
I picked the songs as they went back and forth, which ones I liked better.
What was your totals, Louis?
I did initially it was 8 for Metallica and 4 for Def Leppard. And before the show, like early in the mornings when I kept going back and forth between what's it called? Nothing Else Matters and Don't Shoot Shotgun. And initially it was just going to be pick the Metallica song because, like I said, it is very well done. It's a well-crafted song. But I said, I got to go with Def Leppard. Number 1, I'm not giving them enough love. They deserve a little. And number 2, it's like one of the songs on that album I would put on a playlist. I'm not a big Def Leppard fan, and Metallica is just something I pick here and there. So, but I'm a harder edge guy. The harder edge song is going to win if I think it's structured well. If it's just a mess, then the other song's going to win. And it's not love that I hate. It's songs that use the word love that are usually not so good. Just because they use the word love doesn't mean it's a good song.
Love Gun?
I'm kind of where you are because I'm a guy who likes a few Metallica songs besides this album. Def Leppard, if this album didn't exist, I never was prior to and still wouldn't be a Def Leppard fan. This album changed my entire perception of them. The following album was okay. I still prefer the following album to anything prior than Hysteria. But
you want to get rocked?
Yeah, it was good too, right? There was a lot of good tunes on that one. I prefer that Def Leppard sound. So I can't call myself a Def Leppard fan because this would be like 80s Kiss versus 70s Kiss, right? With Pyromania High and Dry being the 70s Kiss, Hysteria and Adrenalize being the 80s Kiss. I'm more on that poppier side.
Well, if the Black Album would have went against Pyromania or High and Dry, these would be way different for me.
Now, Scott, you've said before that you're just not a big fan of the Black Album. How would this have fared against, I don't know, Master of Puppets or something? Yeah, or Ride the Lightning.
Oh, it wouldn't have fared that great. It wouldn't have fared against, no, it wouldn't have fared against Kill 'Em All. None of the first 4 albums would this probably stood a chance against. Okay. Now, the couple of albums after Load and Reload, that would be a good one. They may even beat this album. Don't know though. That's another story. But does anybody got anything else to put in before we check out?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, that's a wrap, guys.
You're looking in your pants again, Louis.
Def Leppard
Louis
wins the
having a
battle.
cigarette.
Nothing.
You can smoke on screen.
No, he can't because that's breaking the Kane character when he smokes.
Oh, my bad.
Mistake.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay,
anyway.
we're done. Scotty, take us out.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you rabid metalheads on the next one.